someone who's been doing cold approach for quite a while and has seen some success, at what point do you actually stop approaching because you've met a girl who you think could potentially be your girlfriend or wife or something long term? What point do you meet? When do you do that?
Yeah, I would say you stop approaching. Well, you never stop approaching. You just shift your focus.
Yeah. So you're really happy with the.
Yeah. Perfect. So you're not gonna go up to girls anymore to ask them out for a date, but I would still keep the social practice. So you have a girlfriend, you like her, and you're just a generally social guy. Right? That you have to negotiate with your partner, like what is she okay with? I know guys, they're literally married and they're still doing like approaching where they like kind of flirt with girls because they just said, that's who I am, that's what I want to do, it makes me feel good. But I will not fuck these girls and their wife is okay with it, I guess. Depends what she's okay with as well. It's a negotiation or a conversation. But I would definitely stay social because that's a danger as well, that the guy's like, oh good, I got the girlfriend, and then maybe it doesn't work out, and then you haven't done a single social thing other than being with your girl for 3 years, and then you break up for whatever reason, and you're like, oh shit, how does that work again, right? So you don't have to do approaching as you used to, which is maybe, hey, wow, I noticed you look beautiful, blah, 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 hey, let's hang out. But just like, hey, you have a great style, or hey, what's up? Oh, is that your dog? Oh, cute, where are you from? Oh, great, okay, bye. You don't have to close anyone, right? Just be social. And the same with dudes. Like, just talk to guys all the time. Ask an extra question, like, it was fun the last few days in the elevator. I stayed with a buddy. Just like making conversations in elevators or making extra conversations in a cafe. Like, still do that. Like, you have to still do stuff that makes you a little uncomfortable. Because it's gonna lead to other things. Like, it's always good to be connected. Like, the top elite, I'm friends with a lot of guys in the 100+ million net worth, area. And it's all happening on charisma and do I enjoy hanging out with that guy. Like, there's a lot of business deals that don't happen even though they financially would be good because one just has a weird feeling about the other guy. And there's other deals that happen where you can massively benefit just because the rich dude just likes hanging out with you. I don't know, like it's an emotion, sure. Could I do better? Is that a pretty good deal, right?
Being there's always someone better. There's always a hotter girl out there.
Yeah.
Funnier girl out there. There's always.
Also, obviously thinking a little bit ahead of maybe hotness won't be that important in the future. I got a great, sexuality with her, vibe, maybe even a good story. Like, it's definitely often good to keep what you have versus constantly chasing the next thing. Like, if the vibe is good, the sex is good, you see yourself, she's a good mother, she doesn't trigger you crazy, you don't fight a lot, that sounds pretty good already, right? Because optimizing in this for like an extra 1.7%, no, you're gonna fuck it up. Because even being in that mindset is not good. It's obviously nobody has the answer, right? You just feel it. You could quantify it. You could say, well, I've been actively trying to date for 3 to 5, let's say 5 years, and I banged, 30 girls, and this one makes me feel like nobody else before, then statistically speaking, it would take me at least another 5 years to find maybe one that makes me feel better because it took me so long. And then do I want to risk 5 years of my life and that girl to maybe find someone better? No, therefore, you could see it that way. I don't have a clear answer, but yeah.
Is that a study Niels brought up?
No, I just made it up.
I think you're quoting one.
Oh, yeah, that's my study, actually. Alex Leon Institute.
In one of your videos, I've heard you talking about the concept of surrendering, because you were explaining how you got your ex-girlfriend just by accepting that probably
All right.
you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
So how do you do that, but with the girls that you really like, that you're really interested in?
Yeah, you're just not there yet then.
Yeah,
You don't yet, like you're not truly surrendering yet. How do you surrender? By having other options. Like you can't fake it. That's the whole point of it. You can't act like, hey, I don't care if you're my girlfriend. And then she's like, cool. And then she's like, well, I thought you're actually cool. And you're like, really? And oh, no, I really love you. Stay with me. You're like, you have to actually believe it. You can't fake it. So you have to really internally, to yourself, not to her, say, I don't care if I'm going to be with this girl.
Yeah, but how practically?
By having all these other girls.
Okay.
Like by just elevating yourself so much that she is not that special anymore. Because you're idolizing her now.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, she's the best. You can't get anything like her. And she knows. So her value is higher than yours. And she doesn't want that. She wants a guy who is on her level or above.
Describe how Tina described you in Ibiza.
How Tina described me in Ibiza?
Or man.
Yeah, that girl that we were talking about, she once told me like that was 1.5 years before we started dating.
I think like 6 months.
Ah, yeah, 6, 7 months. 7 months before we started dating, when she still had a boyfriend. She was like, I need a man who is 10,000 times more powerful than me. Otherwise, I will never be attracted to him. She said that. She also said, because I met her like 5 years ago, she's like, when I first saw you, you were a little boy to me, she said. I didn't even notice you, she said, you know? So it's like, okay, I leveled up. I did Tilted, I did trips, I hang out with girls, I became stronger, I'm working with men, I've made more money, I'm more confident in my own skin, she can't trigger me that much, you know, I'm stable. That took work. I can't fake that, and women know. So work on yourself until you at her level, and then have other options. And of course you still like her, she's still special. And then eventually she either comes in your life or not. And you don't care because you don't care, right? Because you surrendered. And if the first thing now is like, but I do care, it's like, yeah, because you're not there yet. Like it's, yeah. I can't give you a better answer than that. It's just like, there is no other answer. It's like, you surrender when you truly surrender, and you will feel when you do. And you work, like, if you work yourself as a man, you will then think about a girl you were in love with 10 years ago in high school, right? Because you had that feel, like I remember a girl I was obsessed with when I was like 19. And now that girl is just a girl. Like she's nothing special. My self-talk is 90% negative. Maybe that helps you. Like I talk down on myself most of the time. Like it's not like I'm always like, Alex, you're so great, you're amazing, you deserve all these chicks, you're good looking. Like no, I'm constantly, it's again presence. So if you catch yourself that you have self-talk but it's negative and you want it to be more positive, that's a different question. That's like be in the moment and appreciate the sun shining on your skin and how beautiful that butterfly looks, and you know, like that's where you start. It's not like you're not alone in having negative self-talk. I do it too all the time, and it's like, why? Like present, smile. Yeah, don't think I'm this happy monk all the time, talking up myself.
How have you and Liam found the process of becoming really abundant in cold approach, or meeting women, having fun, being free, and kind of feeling like you're a man in the world and doing whatever you want, to then going into having one girlfriend?
I mean, Liam said it well, like eventually you feel like you can grow way more being in a relationship than banging another girl, right? Like eventually you get to a point where it's a diminishing returns, principle of diminishing returns, you know, like obviously the very first girl you have sex with, wow, she's very special, or maybe you didn't have sex for 2 years and then you make something happen, wow. But if you live a life like we did, which, you know, you have to understand in especially the high life in Kiev, like 2020, 2021, I would literally, like I had to rent an office because there was too many girls in my home and I couldn't focus anymore. So I had to rent another place, which was my office, which I spent then like 6 hours at a desk so I can focus. And I would come home, and then we lived with like 3 girls. And then these girls would bring their friends, and then these friends would bring friends. And we had like an open door policy where there was endless wine and endless snacks and whatever, mixers and alcohol and There was a TV and there was a photo wall. So I just created a space where girls can just come, only girls, not guys. And I would walk in and there would be like 4 new girls. And then these 7 girls total now would already be tipsy, and then I would drink, and then it would turn into a house party. And then suddenly I had a threesome. And then next day I had a foursome. And it sounds amazing, and I love that time. But eventually you come to a point of like, okay, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like I stopped going on dates because it was so easy. And then you could get laid way more and you just don't anymore. Like before you put so much work into getting one more girl into your bed, and then you're like, now I have it. And I don't know, if you're a growth-driven guy, you think, okay, how can I grow more? Well, probably committing to a very amazing woman who, challenges me in new ways, and I have to show up in a different way, and that's where I want to move towards. So you just have that realization. Yeah. Hopefully. Or you just get stuck in degen mode forever, which happens.